Pereira, and this is the game show where opinions could win you big, big money. You see, we polled people all across the country about a wide variety of really fun subjects. And right now, these 4 contestants, all Skyping from home, will try to correctly predict what America is thinking. And should they play a perfect game, one of them could take home $50,000. However, it is going to be tough because at the end of each round, the person with the least amount of money will be eliminated. All right, Kenny, Becky, Cheryl, and Nicholas, are you guys ready to play? Then it is time for Let's Ask America. Here we go. This first question is worth $100. Here are the 2 possible answers. We've got mom or dad. The question is, who did teenage boys say is easier to talk to about sex? All right, let's get it going. First up, he's a team director for the Boys and Girls Club from San Antonio, Tejas. Yeah. It's Kenny. What's going on, Kenny? Yeah. You think it's mom or dad?
I'm going with dads. I'm going with dads.
They want the truth, unfiltered. Just give it to them. Next up, she's a pharmaceutical sales representative from Prairie Village, Kansas. It's Becky.
Hi.
Hey, Miss Becky. You tell us, what do you think? Is it mom or dad?
So for sure, they'd want to talk about the birds and the bees with their daddy.
Dear old papa. All right, next up, she's an administrative specialist for a cosmetology school from Cranston, Rhode Island. Please welcome Cheryl. Cheryl, who did teenage boys say is easier to talk to about sex?
I really don't think they're too comfortable going to mom or dad, but if they had to choose, I'd say dad.
Finally, he's a technology administrator from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Please welcome Nicholas to the show.
Yeah.
So for $100, Nicholas, do you think it's mom or dad?
I think that it would be a little bit awkward with mom and slightly less so with dad. I'm going to go with dad.
All right, everybody says dad. This one was closer than I thought it would be, with 56% of the vote for $100. Dear old dad is the answer. Everybody's on the board. 4-way tie with $100. Our next question is worth $200. And the possible answers are high heels or makeup. The question is, which girly thing did women say they secretly resent the most? All right, everybody's got their answers down. Becky, we're going to start with you. What do you think? Which girly thing do women say they secretly resent the most?
I'm going to have to go with high heels because they hurt.
All right, so Becky says high heels. Nicholas, what are you thinking?
I've actually worn both of these before. I'm not really going to get into why, but I will say that one of these is far more painful. It's definitely high heels. Definitely.
Is it just because Jimmy Choos are irresistible? Is that the excuse?
They are so... The Manolo Blancs are really quite fashionable, Kevin.
Of course they
They're
are.
really quite nice.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into speed dating. Let me get back to the game at hand. Kenny, what are your thoughts? Is it high heels or makeup?
I'm probably going to go with high heels on this one.
So far, that's 3 for the high heels. Cheryl, you have the final say.
Those high heels, let me tell you, after about 3 or 4 hours, I'm ready to kick them off. I say high heels.
All right, Cheryl says high heels. The correct answer with 62% of the vote for $200. You all got it. It's high heels. These guys came to play. We got a 4-way tie. It's time for the final question of this round. It is worth $300. But more importantly, because this is the final question of the round, the contestant with the least amount of money will be eliminated. So good luck, everyone. Here we go. 2 possible answers are 18-hour days or 18-hour nights. The question is, what did Alaskans say is their least favorite part of living in our northernmost state? All right, everybody's getting their answers down. All right, and Cheryl, we're going to start with you. Do you think it's the 18-hour days or the 18-hour nights?
But the 18-hour nights can just be long, long, and cold. I say 18-hour nights.
Plus, it's harder to see Russia from there. It's so dark. Nicholas, what are you thinking?
The fun stuff always happens at night, so I say it's 18-hour days.
Nicholas disagrees. He says the daytime. Kenny.
I'm going to go with 18-hour days. I'm going with 18-hour days.
All right, that's the least favorite part of living in the northernmost state, the 18-hour days. Becky, you have the final say, sweetheart.
I'm going to have to say 18-hour nights would be the worst.
Wow. All right, for $300 with 73% of the vote, the correct answer, it's 18-hour days. Congrats to the gentlemen. They are tied with 600 apiece. Becky and Cheryl, you are tied with 300 apiece, and we've got to break that tie, and the only way we can do it here on Let's Ask America is with a physical challenge we like to call the Dash for Cash. All right, the contestant who finishes last will be eliminated. Here is your challenge. I want you to bring back a roll of adhesive tape and completely unroll it in front of us. Ready, set, go! This is a sticky situation. Cheryl bailing out of the kitchen. Is she going in? I don't know if that's a pantry. She's gone. Becky might be driving to Staples right now. Oh, Cheryl's back. Cheryl's back. Oh, Becky's back. Does she have the tape?
Oh my God, it's stuck.
Oh, it's close. Becky, come on.
Oh my God.
Who's going to get it? Becky's roll is a little shorter, but Cheryl got the head start. Come on. Oh, looks like Becky got it done. Wow. Oh, my. Cheryl, I thought you had that. You were back first. Unfortunately, you did not clear the roll faster than Becky, so Miss Cheryl, you have been eliminated. So tough. One down, three are moving on. The stakes are about to soar when Let's Ask America returns. Welcome back to Let's Ask America. Right now, we are down to 3 contestants Skyping from home. They're all trying to win big money by predicting what America is thinking. And what a way to cap off round 1. Congratulations, Becky. That was insane. Kenny and Nicholas are tied with $600 apiece. Becky squeaked on through to the second round with $300. And now things are about to get harder because these next questions have 3 possible answers. Our first question is worth $400. And the 3 possible answers are amused, bored, or upset. The question is, what did husbands say their wife's reaction would be if she looked through his web browser history? All right, Becky, we're going to start with you. You've got $300. Do you think it's amused, bored, or upset?
I have to say, if I went through his web browser history, I'd pretty much know what it was going to be, so I'd just be bored.
Becky said she'd be bored. Nicholas?
As much as I would hope that my wife would just be amused or bored, she would probably just be upset. That's just how it's going to be.
That means we're going to go to Kenny for the final word. What do you think, sir? Amused, bored, or upset?
Hey, well, I'm going to go just like Mr. Nicholas, and I'm going to just be real with it. As you see in the back, that's what I'm all about. I'm going to say if my girl was to look through mine particularly, I'm just keeping it real, she's probably going to be a little upset.
Let's see if the rest of America was as honest as you guys are. For $400, the correct answer, with 58% of the vote. I think there's a lot of liars out there. They said bored. Becky banks the cash. She's now in first place with $700. We're going to raise the stakes yet again. Our next question is worth $500. And I'm going to give Nicholas and Kenny a minute to clear their browser history. Okay? Here we go. The 3 possible answers are tiny and expensive, big but fattening, or healthy but bland. The question is, what did Midwesterners say is the best kind of restaurant entree? All right, Kenny, we're going to start with you this time. What are you thinking?
What I'm going to go with is the big butt fattening.
We'll take a stick of butter or a tub of margarine as a side. That's fine. All right, Nicholas, your thoughts?
For my Midwestern people, it's big and fattening. That's just how it is.
Becky, you have the final word. What do you think?
If we're going to go to dinner, I'm going to do it big, but fattening.
Everybody says big but fattening for $500 with 73% of the vote. The correct answer, big but fattening. Everybody banks 500. Becky still in first place. Nicholas and Kenny tied with 1,100 apiece, which means it's time for the final question of this round, and it is worth $1,500. But more importantly, this will decide who gets eliminated, so good luck. The three possible answers are ribs, leg, and heart. The question is, what did male doctors say is the most painful thing to have broken? For $1,500 to decide who gets eliminated and who stays and plays. Let's find out what everybody wrote down. All right, Miss Becky, we're going to start with you right now. You're in first place with 1,200. What did you decide?
I think that ribs would be the answer because a broken rib, you can't do anything about it. You can't put it in a cast or anything, so you just have to suffer through the pain and let it heal on its own. So ribs is my answer.
All right, Becky says the riblets. Nicholas?
The worst pain are broken ribs. It's the worst.
All right, Nicholas agrees. Kenny, that means you have the final say. What are you thinking?
Femur is the worst bone to break in the body, so I'm going to go with leg.
All right, so Kenny goes a different route. He says leg. Let's see what we got for $1,500. For a chance to stay in our game, the correct answer with 51% of the vote. They said the heart. Those doctors are just romantics, and it's not covered by the HMOs. So nobody gets the $1,500. Not a problem for you, Becky, but Nicholas and Kenny, we have got a tie. And you know what that means? It's time for another. Sorry, they know the drill. The gas for cash. All right, here we go. The contestant who finishes last will be eliminated. I want you to bring back a crayon, use it to draw a map of America, and put an X where your city is. Ready, set, go! They're off. Hope they got a box of Crayolas there. Becky is sitting pretty. She's moving on. Nicholas is back. You got to show me the map when you're done, Nicholas. That is either an oven mitt or a map of America. I'm not quite sure. But the judges say that counts. Nicholas, you got it, sir. You are moving on. Kenny, I'm sorry, sir. You're back. It was not fast enough. It was a pleasure to meet you. I wish you the absolute best. But right now, Kenny, you have been eliminated. We wave goodbye to Kenny. We say congrats to Becky and Nicholas. The battle for big bucks and bandwidth continues when Let's Ask America returns. Indeedy, we are back with Let's Ask America. Right now, Becky and Nicholas are in the Skype fight of their lives. And we are just 2 questions away from finding out who will play in the final round. Right now, Becky in first place with 1,200. Nicholas just behind with 1,100. And our next question, it's worth $2,000. However, we're going to ratchet up the difficulty. You'll now have 4 possible answers to choose from. And they are Mike Tyson, Alec Baldwin, Donald Trump, or Hulk Hogan. The question is, which celebrity did single men in their 20s say they'd be most intimidated to have as their father-in-law? All right, Nicholas, we're going to start with you. Who did you say?
I'm a big fan of Alec Baldwin. I think he'd be kind of fun to hang out with. Hulk Hogan and Mike Tyson could probably beat you up, but all 3 of those guys have smiled at some point in their life, as opposed to Donald Trump, who never has. I've never seen it happen.
All right, so Nicholas says it's Donald Trump. Doesn't want to be fired. Becky, your thoughts?
Mike Tyson will bite your ear off, so that would intimidate me the most physically.
Of course, at Thanksgiving dinner, he wants dessert, and it's your face. All right. For $2,000, with 37% of the vote, the correct answer, it's Donald Trump. Nicholas banks $2,000. He's now in first place with $3,100, which means, Miss Becky, it all comes down to this. The final question of this round is worth $5,000. And here are the 4 possible answers. Good luck. We've got pool, view, room, or food. And the question is, what did vacationers say is never as nice as the hotel brochure suggests? Miss Becky, you need this to stay in our game for a shot at the final round. So what are you thinking, sweetheart?
They always chalk up the really good sales pitch with the view, and so that's what I went with. The view's never as good as they promise.
Oh, a lovely vista view of an ice machine and a parking lot. Thank you. All right, Nicholas, you have the final say.
The thing that often is the worst, it's the view.
All right, Nicholas agrees. He says the view. For a shot at the final round and big, big money for $5,000. The correct answer, with 31% of the vote, it is in fact the view. Congratulations, guys. You each make the $5,000. Becky, I'm sorry, there's nothing you could have done. No other way you could have played it right there, sweetheart. It was a pleasure to meet you, but you have been eliminated, Becky. Goodbye, Miss Becky. Congrats to Nicholas. An internet hug seals it. Nicholas has won $8,100 without leaving his home, and in a moment, he'll have an opportunity to risk his winnings on one final question for a shot at up to $40,500 when Let's Ask America continues. Well, hello there. Welcome back to Let's Ask America. Right now, Nicholas, a technology administrator from Minneapolis, Minnesota, has dominated the game to the tune of $8,100. And of course, now that you have $8,000, someone wants to hang out with you, Nicholas. What's going on?
That's right. That's
Who
how
is
it
that?
works.
Who's that? Is that your
This is
saber
my
sparring
wife.
buddy?
This is my wife and my video game buddy. That's exactly right.
I love it. What's your wife's name, Nicholas?
This is Colleen.
Everybody say hello to Colleen. So, Nicholas, here we go. You played an amazing game so far, man. $8,100. But now you have a chance to win a lot more because it's decision time. You can risk any portion of your $8,100 on this final question, but if you put it all on the line, if you go all in and you get it correct, I will give you 5 times that amount for $40,500. However, Nicholas, if you go all in and you get it wrong, you fall all the way down to $1,000. It's up to you. You can risk as little or as much as you'd like. So what are you thinking, Nicholas?
I came here today with 0. I had 3 very hard competition with the 3 people that I was here with. But at the end of the day, it's time to make or break. We're going all in, Kevin. We're going all in.
Oh, man! Nicholas is going all in. $8,100 on the line. If he gets his last question correct, he will win $40,500. Nicholas, this is a gutsy move. I love the way you play. We all wish you the best of luck, man. Here you go.
Thank you very much.
$8,100 on the line for a shot at $40,500. Here are the 4 possible answers. We've got Judge Judy, Days of Our Lives, Jerry Springer, or Dr. Phil. The final question is, which daytime TV show did unemployed people say is the easiest to get hooked on? Is it Judge Judy, Days of Our Lives, Jerry Springer, or Dr. Phil? Wow, that was a fast answer, Nicholas. All right, well, walk me through it.
It's the continuing, fascinating characters and amazing plot lines of Days of Our Lives that make it happen every time.
Nicholas says, Days of Our Lives. Here we go. Which daytime TV show did unemployed people say is the easiest to get hooked on? With 33% of the vote. The audience is saying Days. Nicholas, the correct answer is Judge Judy. I'm so sorry, Nicholas. I thought you had it. I know Colleen thought you had it. We all wanted it for you. But unfortunately, it didn't pay off for you. You still get $1,000, though, playing a game from your house. It was a pleasure to meet you, man. You're a hell of a guy. I wish you and Colleen the best. Congrats on the $1,000, Nicholas. And hey, 50 grand could be yours. Just go to our website and sign up to become a contestant right here on Let's Ask America.